Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, the finale. We're in the Sky Temple, ready to take back the last remaining energy. In between videos, I went and restocked on various different ammo, got max light beam ammo, max missiles, max power bombs, and near max dark beam ammo, though I did have to consume one shot to get into the dark world in the process, so make of that what you will. Anyway, let's proceed onwards. This whole place is an upside down sky temple, well, upside down great temple I should say, so the doors are on the ceiling. We have a wall jump wall here. By the way, did that look familiar to you at all? It should do. That has a demo sequence that plays in the menu screen for Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Yes, for some reason, one of the free demo sequences in the game's title screen, if you leave it on the title screen, is from the very end portion of the game. Quite why they did this, I have no idea. Anyway, let's proceed onwards. And there's the energy we've been seeking, but there may be something there, so I'm going to equip the Annihilator Beam just to be on the safe side. It's the final boss of the game. This is the Emperor Ing, ruler of the Ing Horde. Tiger will form numerous tentacles to defend itself. Eliminate them to weaken its defenses. Like its brethren, the Emperor Ing is a metamorph. It has molded itself around the precious energy controller and will defend it to the death, using its own body as a shield and as a weapon. Destroy the tentacles it generates to weaken the creature's defenses. That's not all you need to scan though. Emperor Ing body, ruler of the Ing Horde. Target is drawing energy from the unstable energy controller. Eliminating target's connection to the energy may be an effective strategy. Bioscans indicate this is the eldest, strongest thing in the Horde, the Alpha and the Omega. It has absorbed enormous amounts of phase and energy into its body, mutating itself in the process. Apparently, this power is not strong enough for the creature, as it is now siphoning energy from the final energy controller. Right, we're already taking a bit of damage from trying to scan this thing, but let's go on. You need to use the Annihilator Beam on its tentacles in order to damage it, but these tentacles are also what it uses to attack. When it's forming a dark ball of energy, it does home in on you, and you can use the boost balls to move away with it. However, it's also a great opportunity to actually damage it. Now, when you destroy all the tentacles, you want to scan this thing right here. This is the Emperor Ing Eye. Unstable Ing biomass. Centralized, protected by a protected barrier shield. Shield does not provide complete coverage, however. The Emperor has exposed its main eye, from which it can fire powerful energy beams. It is protected by a barrier shield, but they're not completely. The eye can be locked onto, but only direct shots will get past the shield. Right, you can use the Sonic Boom on this thing, and that will do a significant amount of damage. However, I do not recommend it. Oh. Yeah, you see it does quite a bit of damage. However, I do not recommend it for the long range because you need your Annihilate Speed ammo to be able to damage the tentacles. So I would actually recommend the Super Missiles to damage it overall. But for now, we're just going to see what we have here. Standing in these corners here with the symbols are a good way of avoiding some of these attacks from long range, because you get the maximum amount of distance between yourself and the phaser. Now use the Super Missiles to do just about enough damage to the Emperor's eye. And missed that. This is a good ammo conservative option for trying to do this thing. You want to save as much health as possible, by the way, because as you might have guessed, this is a multiple stage boss battle. Get back to the Annihilator Beam. Now when he's gone down to over half health, you will get a few new attacks. One of them is a shockwave attack, and another is one I hope you get to see and demonstrate. Not using it just yet, but there are more tentacles. It does grow more tentacles as you go further into the fight, so it will be harder to unveil the eye. Ah, here we go. It's using creating dimensional portals, which will use to attack you from 2 meters away. Quite why the Ing is using such an amazing power like that just to whack from 2 feet away, I don't know, but it's the Emperor Ing, so we'll have to just buy that. Right, back to the Super Missiles. Ow, hit the shield, dang it. Right, and change direction. Ah, come on! I'm going to be hit back to the phase in the process, and we weren't able to do any damage whatsoever. That can be a problem with this boss battle. If you not hit the segments between the Ing eye, you will have to go through the whole thing over again. Fortunately, the tentacles do give you ammo drops, so you can use that to regain some health and ammo, which is quite particularly useful because we're using the Annihilator Beam in order to try and destroy these tentacles. Come on! I will say now, this is far from my first attempt at this boss battle. I've had many attempts at this whole thing, but it's been a learning process for me just as much. So anyway, we destroyed all that part here. Now we should be able to get into... So close! No, one hit from the power beam was enough to destroy this thing and proceed to the next phase. Get your scan visor out for this. This is the Emperor Ing Chrysalis. Regenerating Ing Ruler. Target's regen shells magnetically charged. 11 weak points have been detected. Target them with concussive blast to shatter the regen shield. The heavily damaged Emperor Ing is essentially regenerated state inside a durable healing shell. Tactical scans have detected 11 weak points in the magnetically charged shell. Spiral will travel as possible on the shell's surface. Damage the weak spots with explosives to crack the shell and expose the enemy within. So we want to use the spider ball where we're on here. And then there'll be inglets along here which we can use to get some health us back. More importantly, however, there are tentacles. When these spots glow purple, then if we use a power bomb, we should be able to just damage the boss and go forward. Unfortunately, the power bomb was a complete misfire at that point, but we'll wait to get around. There'll be more coming up soon. Unfortunately, these inglets and tentacles will knock you into the spray below, which can be a bit difficult to deal with sometimes. If you get your time just right in some of these, you can actually damage them while they're coming out of the block, like that, for instance. But right, we've got 2 of them there. Let's wait for this third one to come out. Right, so there we go. Occasionally, the fog will rise and force you to go up to the higher points. And when that happens, you want to stay up here as much as possible, because then that will allow you to avoid all of it, and also get bombs ready, because the inglets will try and snipe you at this point. But yeah, this smoke does quite a bit of damage here. Right, got another one of those tentacles down. and going round and round. Get a power bomb out again to destroy 2 of these. And it's pretty self-explanatory from here. The Ing will drop power bombs for you if you're going out, so although you can use regular bombs if you want to. Like there, for instance, that destroys the power completely. And there's still another one out. Like, try and keep as much health as possible and get as much health back for the upcoming 3rd phase, because that's a really difficult one. I think we have 1 tentacle left. And I'm not following my advice to stay up top. That's pretty bad. You can also bomb jump to get some goodies if they're a bit too far out of range. About being quiet there, but this music is absolutely amazing, one of my favourites in the entire game, and I really want you to be able to hear it. But anyway, the Emperor Ing here has a multitude of attacks. There's dimensional beams that like to fire out. He also has a charging attack, which you really want to avoid. He has a shockwave beam with dark energy, which you should jump over, and also has those are the 3 ones that mainly has. The charging attack is added in the 2nd phase. You can add it. So to do this boss battle, you just shoot its central thing with the power beam. Use the power beam specifically. You don't really want to waste ammo, which might be otherwise spent in certain situations. And then once you've done that, it will change to either dark or light. However, this doesn't particularly matter because I would like using the Annihilator beam and using regular shots to home in, getting around the legs and hitting that thing's best weak spot. Make sure you're on guard for its tails and attacks. When it's in light and dark beam mode, after the 2nd phase onwards, it will have individual attacks, which uses that particular energy. The light mode will have a sun beam attack, like this, And the dark mode will have a dark, and the sudden attack will disable your beams temporarily in the process. The dark mode will freeze you, so be very careful with that. When in dark mode, it also spit out various beams which you can use to get some health recovery of sorts. Right, now we've got back. Now, be very careful in this third phase, things will get a bit trickier. With rules like this, be on your guard, it's going to start stomping all over the place, and then eventually turn itself into a charge, like that, which is a fair bit more lethal than it was in the second phase of the fight. We've got quite good health here. Right, let's go back here. Oh, here we go again. Good. Fair bit quicker. It also has a gap in the back of its head from the third phase onwards, so you'll be able to hit it in that space in case it does that particular attack. Here we go again. Right, more fall. Underneath. Piss in the back. Right, switch to the Annihilator Beam. The weak spot is still there, it's in light mode by the looks of it, so no, dark mode, my mistake. Attacks will still remain the same in the process. It's an all-out duel between the Emperor and ourselves. This is the final boss battle in the game. We're going on dark beam ammo here, this is particularly bad. Oh good. Right, it's down to the final phase. Right. 1, 2. Right, ready. Good. Right, here's in the back. Go. Good amount of health conservation here. This is good. We might actually do it this time. I said this time because this is the only boss apart from the Alpha Blog I've actually got a game over to in this entire LP so far, though you won't have seen the failed attempts. I might do a bonus video where I show them and I let myself my family there. Right. One. Right. Annihilator Beam, even though I've only got about 5 dark beam arrow left. Right. Fortunately we have light, it's in dark mode, so we can use the light beam to actually try and do something like this. Okay, straight to the charge shot while in this mode. Come on, he's nearly dead. And is this going to be it? And we've defeated the Emperor! And so, our quest is over. We can finally take back the energy. Oh! It's like time for a classic Metroid escape sequence, complete with a remix of the original theme. This is so awesome. But not before we get the power bombs back. Can't forget those power bombs. We're running really low on ammo here though. Unfortunately we defeated the Emperor, so should be fine. We've got over 8 minutes to get out of this place, so come on, let's go. More balls go down really quickly here. And put our scan visor on. I think you can scan this point here. The save point will not work for you. Object access complete. Save station is offline. Planet power overloads and decommissions unit. Seek another save station. Right. We need to get out of this planet. We've got 7 minutes to get back to the last dark portal that we came in here through in order to escape. Or any dark portal for that matter. Light portal, I mean. Dang it! Yep, Everything wasn't even the real final boss. The true final boss is, of course, Dark Samus. Supercharged with phase and energy. Target's phase and energy weaponry defense systems are at full power. Phase exposure has rendered Dark Samus invisible to your dark visor. So yes, this is going to be a really challenging boss battle. Dark Samus has plenty of new attacks and she looks a bit different. You look a bit like perhaps Metroid Prime, wouldn't you say? I think seems to be working here with the power beam. You only use the Echo Visor because the Dark Visor will not work, so doing this will okay, so, but not what she's doing like that. Remember, this is a timed boss battle, so you don't have a lot of time in the process to do it. Thankfully, you do get full health back after defeating the Emperor Ing, which is particularly useful, considering we need to be able to do this, but time is a big enemy here. Come on. Right. She has passive phase and laser energy beams which she likes to use. The boss battle is significantly different from previous ones, so see if we can get that Echo Visor off again and damage us completely, but yeah, Dark Samus is in fact Metroid Prime from the first game. Just in case you already know. Just hammer away with the power beam. I think that's a good strategy there, especially when we're low on. I know a lot of light and dark beam arrows on the Emperor Ing to take that thing out. And now it's just a case of using what we have at our disposal here. Oh yeah, now we need to change phase. Scan her again. And this should be the last scan in the entire game, unless you're like me and miss one along the way. Dark Samus has temporarily become a being of pure yet unstable phase energy. She can generate a shield that is invulnerable to all attacks save one. Blast the phase energy itself. Use your charge beam to collect phase energy that she expels, then fire it back at her. Direct hits will overload and disrupt her essence. So yeah, stay locked into Dark Samus in the process and keep the charge beam up so that we can then absorb any shots. But she'll also fire missile blast, so be prepared to dodge. So then when it goes like that, not like that, okay. Right, this is not going great. There we go. Shoot the energy with any phase and blast that come out, and that will allow us to damage Dark Samus in the process. Then she will break out a bit. We will not be able to, and then she will be able to damage her in the process as normal, but it'll be like a full classic Dark Samus fight in a way, with complete energy deflection shields. We've got about 4 minutes. There's going to be a way out of here. I think with this boss battle is disrupting us too much here. Here we go. So the annoying thing is because the missiles can fire straight, but the phase and energy doesn't go like that. So you can easily take that massive damage from doing this all. Because it's really difficult to tell which one she's going to do. just managed to avoid that. There we go. There we go. Right, we've got 3 minutes 50 to complete this, or the planet's going to blow up. Right, got a hit with a super missile, so that's good. Now it's back to this mode again. Right, here another phasing shot. Ah, come on. Phase-on shots will damage you while you're collecting them with your power beam, so there's that. And I would recommend the power beam for this particular instance of the fight. Oh, got it back into that phase now. Back to the super missiles. How are we doing for health? Right, we should be able to do this. We can do this. I'm pretty sure of it. And miss everything completely. Keep moving around so that we can hit Dark Samus in the right places where it hurts. Right, come on. 2 minutes 33. Time is a big enemy, as is health. Back into the phase and phase again. Hey, that rhymes. Moving around a bit is a good weapon in this instance. Here we go. Now come on. Done it 7 times before, dang it. Wait, 7 missiles, here we go. Right, this is not going well. We've got 1 minute 49 left. Right. Let's get this phase on beam going. Come on! Great, we're down to our last energy tank. We're running out of health too. This has been particularly bad. Great. Come on! 1 minute until the planet blows up. And 42 energy left. This is really particularly difficult. Oh no! Fortunately, if you die to Dark Samus, then the checkpoint where you defeat the Emperor Ring is a checkpoint. So the cutscene where you defeat the Emperor Ring is a checkpoint, is what I should say. So we can retry this over again. So I shall see you at Dark Samus. Okay, we're back and facing Dark Samus in the 3rd phase. So we just scan there. Right. I like being around. Just get back to power beam. Might actually be a bit more effective against Dark Samus anyway. I'm going to keep this as highlights until we get to the Dark Samus 4 phase. Okay, we're down to phase 4. Let's scan this. We know how to do this now, so let's just go onwards. So only 3 bosses in this game killed us: the Alpha Blog, the Emperor Ring, and Dark Samus. Maybe they are the real big 3 all along. Right, how'd you do this again? I did it earlier and then completely failed to do this correctly. Just hang over the power beam. Right, we have about 3 minutes 45 seconds to go, so back into this mode again. Come on! How am I supposed to do? What was I doing wrong here? Why was I doing so right before that? I don't understand! Oh dear, 1 minute 40 left. I don't think we're going to do it. This is going to be another failed attempt now. We're doing more damage to Dark Samus outside of this mode, but it's not time efficient enough, and we died. And I've never done check failure. Okay, that's a lot better. Right, so maybe not looking onto Dark Samus what she does, that is a better alternative. But yeah, you need to use the phase on energy to do major damage to Dark Samus. The first attempt was the best one, really. This is what she did that properly. But yeah, you can, on the Wii version, look on and actually free aim to try and get the correct amount of phase on into Dark Samus's own area. But not like that. Yeah, got one! Awesome! Right, just some major damage there. That's really good, so we've got 1 minute 32 to do this. Yes! Good! 23 seconds! No! 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So yeah, it turns out super missiles are quite good at this particular phase of the battle. So yeah, this is going a lot better this time around. We've got a lot more health, a lot more time. Yeah, this should be the successful attempt, I think. Here we go. Let's just fire the missiles, come on. Phase on energy, please. Or you can do that, I suppose. That works too. Of course, it's not quite as effective as the phase on energy, which does quite a bit of damage to Dark Samus. There we go! Of course, if you had him absorb multiple shots, I think he does more damage to Dark Samus. That can be a quick way to finish off the fight, but... Oh, she's getting really low on health now! This is really good! Come on! How are you going out your phasing mode now? That's good, nearly enough damage in that form. But yeah, this is going pretty well so far now. I say that and I probably jinxed it. I have already died 3 times after all. After barely dying throughout most of the game, except once the Alpha Blog, this final finale for some reason is causing me all sorts of problems between the Emperor Ing and this boss battle. I suppose it's fitting because this is the final boss after all. Oh, come on, I thought I could hit that one. Come on! We just need one more phase and shot to finish the fight off. Come on. 2 minutes, oh, less than 3 minutes remaining, I should say. Get the charge me out again. One more shot should do it. And that's it! Dark Samus has been defeated, and we have completed Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Enjoy the ending. And that was Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Not my absolute favourite of the Metroid Prime games, but one I have great credit for introducing me to the entire Metroid series as a whole. It was the first proper Metroid game I really played. I don't think Hunters really counts because it was quite diluted. This was the real experience, as it were, and gave me the Zelda-like feeling that I was really able to commit to going forward. So I think that Let's Play as a whole, I enjoyed doing really much. It was the first time I did a full game playthrough on this channel, which I managed to see to the end, which is very encouraging. I did a Sonic Unleashed playthrough years ago, but it wasn't really a proper playthrough, and yeah, I never even finished it properly because I was using alternate means of recording. But yeah, that was the ending, and man, that shot of Samus walking through the lights after just saving an entire species of Luminoth, probably one of the more iconic ones in this entire game. I've seen it many times before. Will I do future Let's Plays? Probably, yeah, but I think I've been a bit of a break between this one and the next one. Besides, the Final Fantasy VII remake arrived in the post early, so I will get stuck into that in my own time. I have to play a game without having to worry about doing vocal recordings over it. Special thanks to Retro Studios for making a great game and a great trilogy overall. We've tried a lot of new stuff here, and I have to applaud for that. A lot of them interesting ideas going forward. The whole light and dark world is a really fresh take from many Metroid games and provided some interesting things. Obviously, I feel like maybe the whole dark world aspect wasn't exactly the whole burning aspect of it was an interesting idea, but I'm not quite sure if it made things a bit more stressful than these kind of thing. I think atmospherically it works a bit. People like Michael Calbo, Brian Walker, Mark Mancini. Then some of these guys aren't even at Retro anymore. But they did a great job, made a great game. So yeah, that was the game. Unfortunately, I really wanted to do this to be 100% playthrough at the start. We would get absolutely everything, and then one scan slipped by, and it became kind of a 99% scan playthrough and 100% items playthrough. But we got all the items, which is good, and we got every other scan. And in fact, if you're playing the Wii version, there is in the trilogy, you can actually go back to start a new save, and you keep all your logbook scans from the previous file, which is a very welcome feature. I tested this on Metroid Prime after I missed a scan on that game too, and I was able to get that scan and 100% logbook entries. What else to say? Empowering music, one of my absolute favourites in the entire game. Fantastic soundtrack. The addition of Dark Samus as an additional final boss was the first time I played through with a big surprise. I really thought the Emperor was the true final boss, but I guess it made sense to have an additional boss. I probably should have made note of the fact that the scans for Dark Samus did go up by 25% each time. RIP Satoru Iwata, your contribution to gaming will forever be remembered in every game you're this executive producer in. Kenji Yamamoto, absolute legend for doing this soundtrack. Maybe not all of it was memorable, as it were, there's a lot of atmospheric stuff, but the tunes that do make it into the game are overall good ones. However, I'd say Prime overall had the better soundtrack. Not going to deny that whatsoever. The Nintendo American Star credits. Jeff Miller, the producer. Well, Bill Schreiner, another recognisable name in the credits. Testing Managed Supervision. Testing Coordination. Just listening through the credits now at this rate. But yeah, the portal in the Great Temple area we saw was specifically for the ending. You could not access this in any other sequence. All rights including the copyrights of the game, scenario, music and program reserved by Nintendo. And here is our final mission screen. Potential complete 100. Total time, what, 16 hours 53 minutes because I left the game on quite a bit. And we also had the nunchuck fail count. Our final total is on screen right now for you. Hyper mode difficulty has been unlocked. So, thank you for watching this Let's Play of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. And it's been fun, and anyone who's seen the entire series, thank you very much for devoting most of your valuable watching time towards me. That's very grateful. If you've only seen bits here and there, then why not go back and check out the full series if you want. It's been very fun, but we've saved Planet Aether from the Ing. They are no more. We defeated Dark Samus. Dark Samus is no more. And Samus can actually take a nice good long rest in between the next mission. See you next mission, I suppose. It would appear that Dark Samus is not dead after all. In other words, Metroid Prime is not dead after all. After 2 major defeats, the source of all Phazon still roams large in the galaxy, responsible for a catastrophe on Talon 4, which involved major Phazon poisoning and the loss of all Chozo life on the planet. And after stealing our Phazon suit, Dark Samus was effectively responsible for the catastrophe of Planet Aether, and it split to Dark. The Dark Aether was Dark Samus's doing in the end. Perhaps there are other planets out there that have suffered a similar fate. What if this one incident was part of a much larger scale plot? Perhaps the whole galaxy is in danger of corruption.